fucking dead. You're fucking dead this week, bitch. You're fucking dead this week. It's fucking on like Donkey Kong, bitch.
Espero.
Welcome back to the Vinart and Friends Fantasy Football League YouTube channel. I am your host and commissioner of the league, Junior Mendoza. Like always, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Also, please be sure that you share it as well with your friends. And without further ado, let's get started with this week's weekly report. All right, let's get started, guys. The first game we're going to talk about was the closest game we've had so far this season. I'm talking about by a 0.5 points. That's right, a half a point margin here. Went down to the wire on Monday night. That is the matchup between Don Francisco and El Cuñado. Don Francisco defeated El Cuñado 141.25 to 140.75. A half a point, y'all. It was crazy. The whole league was watching Monday night's game. Don Francisco needed 5 points at the beginning of the night to take the win using Michael Gallup. And it looked good at the beginning, but man, they had a tough time trying to link up Gallup and Dak, that was. But at the end of the day, he ended up coming through, and Don Francisco came away with the win. It was insane. Don Francisco's player of the week was Jordan Hicks, who gave him a solid 28 points from his defense. You can't complain about that. But on the other hand, he had Kirk Cousins with his worst player of the week, who only gave him a measly, 12.14 points. That's not going to cut it from your number one quarterback. But it didn't matter in this instance because he still came away with the dub. With this win, Don Francisco now goes to 3-3, and it keeps him in 6th place in the standings. He's got to be happy about that, especially with all of the injuries that he's had. Unfortunately for El Cuñado, who falls to 2-4, goes to the 10th place in the league, and being the previous champion of this league 2 years in a row, it can't feel good for him. Matter of fact, we asked him about it. Check it out. Check out what he said.
All right. Anything you want to say to the league? Words of wisdom?
Fuck all y'all. Right? Yeah, all you winners out there, fuck y'all. All you losers, I did it better. Right? But it's just more exciting.
All right, Coach. Thanks.
There you go. But that wasn't all. We also asked Coach Ian how he felt. I mean, he must have felt great winning by a half a point.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Man, it was playing the wire, man. You know, El Cuñado was a good person to play against, man.
Yeah, he made it close.
He made it close. Good door. It was great, but unfortunately, you know, accent eraser. If you win by half a mile, a whole mile, an inch, a win is a win. So I'll take it, man.
Yeah, you won by a half a point.
Half a point. Michael Gallup. I don't like Dallas.
Gallup.
Anytime you watch Dak being your quarterback, it's a problem because he's really trash bag. So is Dallas.
True.
Well, thank you, Dak, for actually passing him the ball again and believing in him to give me 5.5 points that I needed.
Oh wow! So, any parting words to your opponent for last week, Coach Lewis from Del Cuñados? He's taking it pretty well. I talked to him about it. Anything you got to say to him?
You're a victim.
There we go, CSI.
Man, I'm telling you, it was a barn burner. It was close. It was everything that you thought it was. This is why we play fantasy football, just to sweat it out all the way out until the late hours of the night on Monday. It was pretty crazy. Looking ahead to next week, Don Francisco faces Chickenville Chickies, which could be a match that shakes up the standings as we see it right now. And as for El Cuñado, they'll be going head-to-head with Wall Street Window Lickers. and as I talked to Coach Louis, he pretty much said that's going to be his bye week. He welcomes it. He's on a 3-game losing streak. He needs to step it up. And there's no other team in the league right now that'll make you feel better than the Wall Street Window Lickers. Sorry, Coach Zach. The next game we're going to talk about is yours truly. 2-minute drilling your mom versus the Assassins. It wasn't pretty. I'm telling you, the Assassins, they must have little like candy guns for guns because they ain't assassinating anybody these days. 2-minute drilling your mom team demolished the Assassins 176.70 to 144. It wasn't even close. All throughout the whole game on Sunday, the 1 o'clock games, the 4 o'clock games, I beat him. I beat his ass. There's nothing better than to beat his ass all day long. It was never even close, folks.
Yeah, that was tough, man. 2 losses in a row, by like a couple points, and then this right here was like literally a blow. I knew it was over when, I got no points from Brock Purdy. At least I thought I would have at least 30, but
Yeah, that was a
I
tough
lost
one.
my 30.
Well, what do you tell the players going forward?
My players?
Yeah.
We already know. I have to do some soul searching because these people right here that are on my bench, I'm literally looking at them and I got no points from them even. Like, I got to do something. This is going to be a teardown on my bench.
Okay.
Right? So there's going to be some players available. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know how good,
All right, well, we'll put it out there and we'll see, you know?
Yeah, put it out there, man.
All right.
The Dotson dude, the Dotson kid, he's up. Yo, straight up, he's up. I don't give a fuck what he does from here on out.
All right.
But,
What do you want to say to the league going forward here, Coach?
Heads up. I mean, you're ahead right now. I mean,
5-1.
Yeah, but it's all good.
Leading the
Your
league.
Giants are 1-5.
Oh, that was cold.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's disrespectful, right?
2-minute drilling your mom's star player was Travis Etienne, who came in with a strong 23-point performance. With this victory, my team, 2-minute drilling your mom, maintains the lead in the league at a 5-1 record. In first place, baby. Where I belong, might I add. Where I belong. And the Assassins, with a 3-3 record, fall to number 7th in the league. Good luck next week, brother. I don't know what else to tell you. Looking ahead to next week, 2-minute drilling your mom faces Almost No McNally's. That's his name. He changed his name in the league. I refuse to acknowledge him by the name he changed. He's always going to be Almost No McNally. As for the Assassins, they'll be going up against the playoffs, who's a reeling team right now in a 2-game losing streak. And another ex-champion of the league not showing up this week. Good luck to Assassins. I hope he wins this one. Next game we're going to talk about is Almost No McNally's versus Wall Street Window Lickers. Almost No McNally beat Wall Street Window Lickers 213.50 to 155.95. And it wasn't even as close as the score says, folks. Wall Street Window Lickers right now is a team that's just reeling. And everybody wants to play them because they figured these guys can't play. This week, he's already projected for less than 100 points. Being with bye weeks and injuries right now, it's sad right now to see what the Wall Street Window Lickers are going through. The best player on Almost No McNally was none other than Tyreek Hill, who keeps on performing at the top of the class. Gave him 44 points to lead all of his players on his team. Impressive. Unfortunately, he did get Deebo Samuel hurt, and he only gave him 1.10 points. Hopefully, Deebo is not okay for next week, and he needs to take some time out against my team. Tough break. With this win, Almost No McNally improves to a 4-2 record and is in 3rd place right now. With the loss for Wall Street Window Lickers, it gives him a 1-5 record and at the bottom of the standings. He's got to do something to shake things up. He tried to make a trade, but it really didn't work out for him. I don't know what else he can do. Next week, Wall Street Window Lickers face your boy, 2-minute drilling your mom at a 5-1 record in 1st place in the league. This is a must-win for me. As for the Wall Street Window Lickers, they're going to be going up against El Cunado, who's another team that's been reeling and is on a 2 or 3 game losing streak right now. This might be the spot that Wall Street Window Lickers needs to turn their season around. I mean, El Cunado has been the subject of a couple of blowouts so far, hence the nickname El Blowouto. And now for the biggest blowout of the week And it's, you know what? It is no surprise that the other team that was doing the blowout, again, is Supreme Team. This team just keeps scoring like crazy. It is amazing how many points this team scores week in and week out. Supreme Team defeated playoffs 228.30 points to 186 points. Playoffs best player of the week was Amari Cooper, who gave him 19.80 points. Unfortunately, Ed Oliver, a pickup that he made at the end, right around Saturday, to try to expose the Giants' offense, didn't deliver anything and gave him a fat 0, which contributed to the lopsided win that Supreme Team had. As for Supreme Team, their star player is old Father Time Adam Thielen. This guy does not get old, just keeps on trucking. Minnesota dropped him. He went on to Carolina, and all he is Bryce Young's little binky. He's like his security blanket. He throws the ball all the time to this guy, and all this guy does is catch balls, and gave him a whopping 33.50 points to Supreme Team to help him seal the victory against his opponent. With this win, Supreme Team now sits comfortably in second place with a 4-2 record and is licking his chops at when he can face the number 1 team again. As for playoffs, they go to a 2-4 record and fall to 10th place in the league. I know this is not a place where Coach Ryan is used to being, but he's gonna have to do something to shake it up. Maybe stop the trade rapes. Maybe stop, the ridiculous trade offers, and you might be able to shake some things up. Looking ahead to next week, Supreme faces Indy 500 in a matchup that looks to be an exciting one. As for playoffs, they'll have to regroup and strategize as they're going to go up against the Assassins. Both mediocre teams, both teams that are just, in limbo right now. Somebody needs to take the reins and decide what type of team they are. Are they in the top half or are they going to be in the bottom half? That's a question for them to answer next week. On to the next game is the second closest game of the week. Indy 500 defeated Steel City 170.65 points to 165.55 points. It was so close, so close. It actually came down to Monday night. Indy 500's best player was Drake London, who apparently now the Atlanta Falcons finally see, okay, let's throw him the ball, he's pretty good. He came in with a performance of 26.50 points and helped seal the win for Indy 500. On the other end, though, his worst player was his quarterback, Justin Fields, who only gave him a merely 6.50 points for the game. I'm telling you, when he starts playing some of these other teams, he's going to need Justin Fields to step up his game. He cannot afford to have a game like this again, but he still won, so no harm, no foul, right? Steel City's top performer was his defense, Kevin Byard. That's not really a good thing when your top performer is one of your defensive guys, which shows on why he lost the game. His worst player was actually a player that is usually his best player, which is Devontae Adams, who came into the matchup and only delivered a 4.90 points, almost 5 points from Devontae Adams. You cannot win when that happens. With this win, Indy 500 goes to a 4-2 record and cements his position in 4th place in the standings. Steel City, on the other hand, drops to 3-3 and goes to 8th place. This is a guy who was in the finals last year, so we are expecting a little bit more from him, but who knows nowadays. Looking ahead, Indy 500 will face off against the Supreme Team, who is just scoring like crazy. Will he be able to pull off the upset? I don't know, man. Supreme Team is looking scary. And Steel City will go up against Alabama Blacksnakes, who's another up-and-coming team and scoring a ton of points ever since they made that trade with 2-minute drilling your mom for Tua Tagovailoa. Best of luck to both teams. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about the game between Alabama Blacksnakes and Chickenville Chickies. Alabama Blacksnakes defeated Chickenville Chickies 222.05 to 204.80. It was pretty close, but not close enough. The victory came early on Sunday, leaving Chickenville Chickies in the dust. Alabama Blacksnakes' best player was Raheem Mostert, who came in with a powerful performance of 39.20 points. Huge for the win. Huge. His worst player was his defensive guy, L'Jarius Sneed, who came in with a disappointing 8 points only. As for the Chickenville Chickies shining star, well, that was Jared Goff, who came in with 45.95 points right off the rip. And his worst player was DeAndre Hopkins, who only gave him 3 points. That can't happen. With this win, Alabama Black Snakes moves their record up to 3-3, and they're sitting at the 5th spot in the standings. As for Chickenville Chickies, they fall to a 2-4 record, and they go to 9th place in the standings. Looking ahead to next week, Alabama Black Snake is going to face the Steel City team that we just talked about. That should be a great matchup. And as for Chickenville Chickies, they're going to go up against Don Francisco, who just squeaked out a win this week. Don Francisco is going to need some help. He's got some injuries that I don't know if he can come back from. But hey, if he can squeak out wins here and there, he's going to be happy. That about does it for us, guys. Thanks again for joining us on our YouTube channel, Vinart Family and Friends Fantasy Football League. We out.